so happy we alive.
Good evening. This is Patrick Moore, and welcome to Louisville Late Night. This evening, we're at the glamorous Renaissance Hotel in Washington, D.C., where we've been attending the National Normal 2001 conference. And this evening, we've been involved in some after-conference activities that have included visiting with friends and sharing good times. And speaking of good times, we just happen to have with us here this evening two artists and writers and music experts, music appreciators, music communicators, and at least one of whom has a band and performs quite a bit himself. And anyway, I'm speaking of these two mysterious writers are from High Times magazine, and I want to introduce them to you, Steve Wishnia and Steve Bloom. And I think I want to say to Steve Wishnia here, well, first, how are you doing, Steve? Is things going pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good. It's late at night. I'm not working anymore. I'm pretty comfortable.
And we see you have your guitar here. Do you think you might play us a song before the evening's over?
Maybe not. You know.
So what are you guys doing up here? What? This is Steve Bloom right here. What do you guys think about the conference, and how does it relate to High Times magazine?
Well,
I mean, that's kind of a dumb statement. Hey, well, maybe I should say.
Maybe a little statement of purpose, then, huh?
No. Well, first, let me say thank you. Thank you for the fabulous reception that we just had downstairs. Thank you for sponsoring all of these great intellectual people and bringing them together. And thank you for doing it in a nice, fun, wholesome way. Okay?
Sure. Appreciate that. Well, today at the Normal Conference was, a very exciting day. There were, great speakers throughout the day and excellent panels. There was a real high spirit, intensity, energy. It was highlighted by Gary Johnson, the governor from New Mexico, speaking at the lunch, and Terrence Hallinan, the DA from San Francisco, speaking later on, and a lively debate on one of the later panels about decriminalization versus legalization and strategies that are working and not working, and really was good. It was so good that it ran late. People just wanted to stay there and hear some more. So, and High Times, Normal, we're just long time, supporters of each other, and we're, it's like you think almost High Times Normal. There's almost like, High Times / Normal. We should almost be one company.
Do you feel like the influence of High Times and Normal is something that is penetrating and growing, or is it kind of
well, it's together but separate. We're a magazine, so we are evaluated by how many issues we sell, how big our circulation is and things like that. And Normal's gauged by how many members there are and all that. But so there's different ways to sort of gauge things. For Normal's end of things, it's been they have a hard time getting members, So we do everything we can to help with that, of course, by promoting them in the magazine and giving them full-page advertising and a full page to write about themselves and issues every month. And so, we do a lot, to try and get help, but there's so much that could be done. People just have to join, and not think about it so much and worry about it. People are a little paranoid, marijuana smokers, and understandably, that's why we're trying to change the laws. So you don't have to be so paranoid. But until that happens, you really have to kind of deal with that paranoia and come a little bit closer to out there to support. High Times is easy. You just buy a magazine, $5 every month. It's kind of easier than joining something, don't you think, Steve?
Right.
Just to buy a magazine, it's easier for us. You sell magazines $5 a month. It's a quick buy, But to join normal, you have to think about it and send it in an envelope. And
You have to have a checking account.
Whatever. It shouldn't be hard. But I'm just saying, we're evaluated differently, and we're at a different mercy of a different kind of market system of putting our magazine out on newsstands and magazines shops and record stores and head shops and all over the country.
It seems like High Times is in a lot of places.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've really improved in that area in the last 10 years.
People are loyal to the magazine. I mean, if I worked for Time or Newsweek, people wouldn't be asking for my autograph in Michigan. I mean, it's like you're asking for my autograph, but it's, people out there are stoners, and they're said, being a stoner is fun. It's not like you're a degenerate, but you're treated like such a pariah in the mainstream media that if a magazine comes out and says, hey, we're a magazine for stoners. We're proud to be stoners. We like being stoners. People really celebrate that because they feel somebody is speaking to them in their voice, when the rest of the country is cursing them out and castigating them and downgrading them and low rating them and berating them, that
Exactly.
We're speaking for them and for their cause.
We so happy we alive. We together can survive. Stop the bullshit, stop the lies. Now's the time, legalize. Tell me true. What the hell we gonna do? The days we saw purple haze. One and one is three. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? We so happy we alive. We together can survive. What Mother Nature, heaven sent, don't belong to government. Tell me, sister, what's the plan? Do you really understand? Remember the days we saw purple haze. One and one is three. Hey, hey, baby, what you mean to me? Woo! We so happy we alive. We together can survive. Stop the bullshit, stop the lies. Now's the time to legalize. Hey, half the world is up in smoke. Where on earth can we take a toke?